Hello! So today I'm going to be talking about River East, River West, my second read from the Women's Prize for Fiction Shortlist. The story unfolds against the backdrop of a rapidly evolving China, capturing the dynamic atmosphere of cities such as Shanghai and Qingdao as they are undergoing transformative changes. The novel is blending elements of a coming-of-age story with that of intricate family dynamics as well as a kind of social commentary. At its core, the story delves into themes such as identity, belonging, and the pursuit of opportunity against societal shifts. It's navigating the complexities of cultural heritage against personal aspirations in a nation in flux. The core characters are Sloane, an American expat in China, her teenage daughter Alva, and Lu Fang, Sloane's new husband. Alva is a very selfish but determined person who is living in her mother's shadow of all her mother's unfulfilled dreams. And the introspective Lu Fang is grappling with questions of ambition and fulfillment. Each character is serving as a window to the larger tapestry of Chinese society. The novel is set across two timelines. We follow Alva and her quest for a better life at an American school in Shanghai, her story starting around 2007. And then we cut to Lu Fang in northern China around 1985 and his experiences with an American woman and how they transform his life. Both timelines seem to highlight this shared sort of struggle and these aspirations that both characters have for a better life. Both timelines are providing an exploration of the human condition, how both characters have this want for the American dream. Alva is mixed race, she is Chinese American, her mother being American, her father being Chinese, who she has never met. Lu Fang is also obsessed with America, wanting to go there. He ends up having a child and wanting that child to go to America, to study in America. This sort of disillusionment that America holds all the answers to both of these characters' troubles, and that sort of separation that allows them to never be satisfied. That's really what this story is looking at, that kind of displacement and that want for the other, that idea of not knowing your identity and not feeling like you belong. So what did I like and what didn't I like? What I liked. The writing style was focused and flowed really well all the way through, and the narrative at play was intriguing enough to keep me engaged. I thought the exploration of American expats in China was handled really well and woven into the story really fluidly. It was layered into the narrative so effortlessly that the kind of social, political and economic dynamics were able to really resonate off the page. As much as I might have not liked the characters in this novel, which I will get into in my dislikes, they were well balanced. Alva, Lu Fang and even Sloane are given a good amount of time. We get to understand where they've come from, what's made them the way they are, what their wants, their desires and their needs are. They are extremely well layered, they have depth, and I did connect with each of them. I just didn't really like them that much. And the final thing I liked is with Lu Fang's story set back in the 80s, the way his story is playing out against the backdrop of this kind of Chinese cultural economic evolution that's taking place at that time was handled extremely well. His experiences with his wife and his child growing up and the sort of changing China and how that's affecting him and his aspirations, I thought that element was handled extremely well. What didn't I like? Well, as I've already mentioned, for me, the biggest flaw with this novel is that I hated the characters. I really didn't like them. Now, I don't need my characters to be all good. I really like characters that exist in the grey area. I've said it many times before. But these characters, yet they all do things that are just... They're just shitty people. They're just really shitty people. Most of them are liars. Now, the coming-of-age story for Alva, you can kind of get away with it because she's a teenager. Of course she's going to be totally self-obsessed. Of course the whole world revolves around her and everything is just about her and what she wants and what she needs. As far as Sloane's concerned, the mother, she's awful. She's awful. She's horrible. I hated her. I absolutely hated her. And even when we're supposed to get to the point of her having some sort of redeeming features way towards the end of it, where the story is trying to push that, like, kind of, you know, that here's another side to her, it didn't work for me. I still thought she was a piece of shit. So, yeah. And then Lu Fang, actually, I started off really not liking Lu Fang, and then as we went through his story, I grew to like him a little bit more. But then I did keep thinking about the things he had done and the way that he sort of treated people. And as much as the story is trying to make you feel like he's this sort of stoic man, nah, I also thought that he was a bit of a dickhead as well. And it's unfortunate because the characters were really well painted, really well brought to life. They were complex, they had depth. I just didn't find anything to sort of really like about any of them. But I did I did kind of connect to them. And my final dislike, and even though I found the themes within this novel very refreshing, there is lots in this novel to enjoy. And Alva's story, being mixed race, never been to America, but yet she is half American, half Chinese. I thought that was all handled quite nicely. And Lu Fang in the 80s, growing up, I thought all of these things were tackled really nicely, and all of those things felt quite refreshing. But that being said, the coming of age story, which does take over most of this book, Alva's story, there's just nothing new in it whatsoever. Every sort of beat, every interaction she has, the friends that she makes, what she ends up getting up to, it's all very tired and it's all been done before. So the thing I sort of disliked is I was a bit like, there's nothing new here. Even Lu Fang's journey in the 80s and the story that he goes through, you can kind of predict exactly where that's going to end up when it starts, because there's nothing really new within the core stories at play. The way they've been thrown together, their location and the way they've been blended does offer something a little refreshing, but overall these stories didn't go in directions that I couldn't predict, and for me that made it was, just a little bit disappointing. Overall, I thought this novel was good. The writing was solid and flowed really, really well. The story, even though it was a little bit predictable, did keep me intrigued all the way through. The characters were complex and multi-layered, even if I did really, really hate them. So overall, I think I'm landing on like a 3 to a 3.5 stars out of 5. This was good, and in some moments very good, but nothing more than that. I don't know, it had a lot of potential, a lot of promise, and I just wish narratively it had gone in more interesting directions. If it had done that and the characters had been a little bit more likeable, combined with what it's doing thematically, I think this would have been an excellent novel, but it just doesn't quite hit that bar for me. So have you read River East, River West? And if so, please let me know in the comments below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? And as always, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you're well and you're enjoying whatever you might be reading, and I'll see you all on the next one.